What's jumpin' Jammers? Welcome back to the Music Makes Me podcast for October 9th, 2017 on Jammers Unite, brought to you by yours truly, Toasty. What's Gucci dough? If you're listening to us on YouTube, hey there. If you're on SoundCloud, what's up? And I appreciate you guys coming out. This is something I've always wanted to do. I love music. It is my medicine. It's universally loved. If you don't love music, something's wrong with you. You shouldn't be here. But hopefully I can change your mind and I can be your doctor for the day. This is a podcast I've done a couple times here and there and tested it out, and you guys seem to really enjoy it. I want to talk about news. I want to talk about, songs that are out. We got a couple segments that I'm excited to bring to you, and also I'm going to be opening up the comment section so you guys can let me know what you want me to talk about. Maybe you want me to react to the latest, hottest hip-hop song. Well, let me know in the comments. Maybe you want me to react to something else completely different, but obviously keep it in the same genre that is music. So today, I want to kick you guys off with a little news that I'm excited for, because this day and age, comic book movies are such, that is the pop culture that we're living in. You don't see many crossovers, but I just read and saw that The Weeknd and Marvel are teaming up to work on a comic book called Starboy, which obviously was a hit song on The Weeknd's latest album. And it's just something kind of cool. But to me, there's just no way that Weeknd thought of this idea on his own. He probably saw like one of his security guards reading comic books, because there's a huge resurgence with comic books lately. And there's a great show. If you don't watch it on YouTube, I'm going to plug somebody completely different. But you guys should definitely watch this show called Comic Book Shopping with a guy from Collider. So check out Collider videos and go to Comic Book Shopping. There's a lot of cool celebs that are on that show, and they just go comic book shopping. It's just kind of nice, because when I was little, I used to read comic books. That was like my form of entertainment. I don't know. I hated just reading books, and I'm more of a visual learner, so comic books were the way to go, and it looks like The Weeknd is doing that. The first issue will be released in 2018. And the cover honestly looks dope. And I'm just really excited to see what they come up with. I'm sure Weeknd has plenty of wacky and weird ideas, because he seems like an interesting fellow. I want to know how they make The Weeknd cooler than he already is. It looks like on the comic book cover that he's got some kind of superpower. Maybe it's the Illuminati. I'm just kidding. You guys also might notice I have a little bit of a lisp. That's because I bit the tip of my tongue, and it's really hard to say certain letters of the alphabet, and I'm basically just degrading my existence because I keep biting the same spot, and I can't pronounce words properly. So, we're already behind the 8 ball with this podcast. But I want to move on to the next topic. So over the weekend, it's getting hot in here, because Nelly is apparently being accused. He's allegedly a rapper. He's has allegations towards himself for second-degree rape. It's just funny because, it's not funny. Rape's not funny, but it's funny because he's just on this tour with Florida Georgia Line, which I just found out. I know Nelly had that country grammar song back in the day, but says, what is Nelly country? So apparently the assault took place early Saturday morning on the rapper's tour bus in somewhere in the Seattle area. What's funny about these news articles is they can't pinpoint exactly where certain locations are, in the Seattle area. Just say where it was, say where the bus was. And also, one thing that I don't like is if he's innocent, there's going to be a bunch of people that read this headline, Nelly, raper, boom. And that's all that people are going to read. And then they're not going to follow up on this story unless you're listening to the Music Makes Me podcast. But it's just like people are going to read that Nelly is a raper, and that's all they're going to read, and that's all they're going to now think he is. As I'm reading this, Nelly has been released, and obviously the police are going to be investigating, but this seems like a little ridiculous. Nelly had a couple things to say on social media, and this is what I'll read, because he wrote like paragraphs on Twitter, and I'm not going to read out. I can't read to begin with. I can't speak either, so I'm just going to let you know his like highlight tweet, which is, let me say that I am beyond shocked that I have been targeted with this false allegation. I'm completely innocent. I'm confident that the ones that I see, I told you I can't read. It will be clear that I am the victim of a false allegation. Yeah, he'll be taking the longest yard. God dang. To make sure that this issue gets cleared up. All right, in more serious news, I want to take this moment to acknowledge the passing of Tom Petty. He passed at age 66. He's a rock icon and was rocking all summer long on a tour, which I'm sure the people that went to go see him on tour is his 40th anniversary with his group, the Heartbreakers. And I can't imagine like those people that were able to see him live over the summer on his tour, and then to hear that he passed. It's kind of a shame because when I was younger, when you're younger, you get influenced by your parents' music interests. It's a big thing when you're younger. I think it is. It's just as important as religion. That's probably a pretty strong statement to say, but I was influenced by music early on, and Tom Petty was one of those guys where, when I heard Free Fallin', I was just blown away. And that song has always stuck to me. And it stuck to me all the way up till yesterday. I DJ'd a tailgate, actually, at Giants Stadium, which was amazing. And I played a little Free Fallin', in honor of Tom Petty. Also, obviously, many bands that were influenced by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Foo Fighters, The Killers, are all doing cover songs of his, and they're all amazing in their own way. So I just wanted to take that time to do a little RIP for Tom Petty. Let's bring this around to positivity. Right now, by the way, guys, I am completely in my boxers, standing in Crocs with socks, and just looking outside, and it's raining, and it's very peaceful. And I'm glad that we're all sharing this moment together. I don't know if you're naked or, in your boxers or whatever. But I just wanted to put that out there because that's how relaxing this podcast is. Or I hope it is. Aaron Carter, oh boy, is back on social media, but this time with good news. He went to rehab 2 weeks ago, back in September, and gained 30 pounds. Now, usually September, you go away to college, you gain freshman 15. It's not good. It's not looking good. You're studying, you're partying more. And then you're just like, the gym, whatever. It's going to be wintertime. I have to wear more clothes. No one's going to see me. I'll just sign up for Planet Fitness in January. It's going to be my new mission statement for the year. The New Year's resolution, if you will. Well, let's say in this case, Aaron Carter needed those 30 pounds because he was looking mighty thin. He's looking healthier and stayed off of social media, he says. Well, let's just say he's back on the bender. What's crazy is that I didn't really hear much about Aaron Carter and his drug abuse and all this stuff and him coming out as bisexual. I actually just recently saw him over the summer on a show called The Doctors. And trust me, I'm not sitting down flipping through the channels and this show comes on and I'm like, yes, I want to watch The Doctors. But I saw some YouTube clip highlights and I was like, holy moly, that's Aaron Carter. He literally looked like he was about to turn to a skeleton. Oh man, did he fit every stereotype of a rich kid born into fame. And apparently he's just been struggling with a bunch of issues. But now he went to rehab and came back. He didn't say no. He said go, go, go. And he's looking better. And he posted on Instagram a picture of himself from, he looked ripped in his before picture. But the after picture, he just seems happier. And it seems like a lot of fans are supporting him and making sure that he's doing okay. But I want to take this time. Been talking a lot, guys. You probably don't want to hear me talk too much. But this is a music podcast after all, and so I wanted to show you guys a song of the day. Day. We have production quality here, folks. So there's a song that just got released about a week ago but it's been simmering, you know? It's came out on Armada, which I think is an amazing record label. It's a subdivision, I think, of A State of Trance, or just another record label that Armin van Buuren has, because he has a million record labels. And then Armada is like broken down into a billion other labels. But this is just an amazing song. It actually, I believe, is half a cover of Semi-Charmed Life by Third Eye Blind. And because they take some of the lyrics from Semi-Charmed Life, and then they add in their own lyrics. And it's kind of like a future bass, chill trap type of song, which future bass can really piss me off sometimes because, let me tell you, future bass is turning into what dubstep was back in like 2012. You know, when Britney Spears was putting dubstep in her songs. That's what future bass is kind of like. So it's just like you hear future bass and you think you're hearing the same song over and over and over again. But this song is actually quite nice. It's very beautiful. Great production, mixing, mastering. It's beautiful, but I don't waste any more time. Here's a little snippet of Goodbye.
I need someone else. I'm not listening when we say goodbye.
All right, welcome back, Jammers. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And if you want to hear the full song, definitely go down. Links are in the description. You know, I just don't want to get, ban hammered by YouTube, because if I play too much of a song, they'll copyright me and I will be homeless. So, I want you to go check out their other stuff. Another segment on the show is Top of the Chart. I'm telling you guys, my tongue is dying right now. It's on fire. I am sacrificing my mouth for you guys. That sounds really wrong. But I'll stand by that statement. This is just some interesting anecdotes about the top of the charts. Billboard specifically, because that's the only real chart that people are paying attention to nowadays. Nobody cares about iTunes that much unless you're an indie artist. But so top of the chart, Chainsmokers. Are lighting it up. Let's see what I did there on Billboard with their song Something Just Like This featuring Coldplay. It's at the 20-week mark at number 1, which, all right, can I just say a little bit about the Chainsmokers? Hate them, love them. I don't know what your take is on them. I'm sure you probably hate them at this point because they've had so many songs on the top of the charts, and majority of those songs do sound kind of similar, which is kind of upsetting because I've been following the Chainsmokers since 2013, early Chainsmokers, when they were just making, basically I would call them indie progressive house remixes. Then they came out with the song Selfie, which was basically a meme. They put that out as a meme. It's funny how much that went over people's heads. Like, here's your head, here's the joke. And that blew them up and got them signed to a bunch of labels, specifically Steve Aoki's. After that song, they were kind of teetering here and there. And then they started putting out this, I would say it's future pop. For a while there, when future bass was growing, they were considered, making future bass tracks. I would just say it's future pop at this point. Yep, I coined that. You heard it here first, folks. And so they came out with songs like Roses and Kanye and a bunch. I mean, they were good. They were all kind of they started sounding the same when Closer came out. And they'll probably overcome their Closer record on Billboard. I think they had either 24 or 25 weeks at number 1 with Closer. And they still have not beat Avicii's Wake Me Up, which has gone on to do 26 weeks in a row. And then, boom, the heavy hitter, Lean On, by Major Lazer and DJ Snake. That was 27 weeks in a row that was in the top, that people were shaking their booties to. And also, arguably my favorite member and most talented member of One Direction, Niall Horan, is the first member of One Direction to top Billboard's adult pop songs. And that is his song Slow Hands, which, all right, it's okay, but I wouldn't even say it's that good. It's just a chill, relaxed, adult contemporary song. I didn't see anything amazing about it, but yes, he was part of One Direction, so therefore it's going to get a little bit more love than the usual adult pop star. Because he's an adult now, guys. He's all grown up. You got to listen to his new song, though. I think it is 10 times better. It's called Too Much to Ask. And I wouldn't say it's too much to ask to go check that out and see it for yourselves. And let me know what you think. I know you might not, you'll be like, what the heck is this podcast? Why is he talking about One Direction? Hey, I like all kinds of music, folks. You can't tie me down. We've talked about EDM. Or, a subset of EDM. Talked about rock, adult pop. What even is that? Adult pop. Just call it pop. Why? It's like tomato, potato, patata, Hakuna Matata. It just, come on. No worries. I don't know why we need to worry about, did we need a Kids Bop billboard right now? Sorry, I'm getting a little out of hand. Another thing that's going to get me a little bit riled up is TRL. TRL, the show that I grew up with on MTV that basically showed me what was currently hot online. Well, currently hot and what I needed to download on LimeWire. I love TRL. It had great segments. And it was something that perfectly timed up. When I got out of school, TRL was on, and I was ready to sit down and catch some sweet music videos. TRL, I don't know why they thought it was a good idea to rejuvenate this. And trust me, I've been watching a little bit, so I kind of have a good understanding of where this is going to go. There's no way this is lasting a year. There's no way. How can you compete with Music Makes Me podcast? I'm just kidding. But how can you compete with the fact that music videos get released online all the time? Like, nobody's going to go to TRL for music videos. I'm sorry. Just music videos on TV are dead completely. But obviously music videos online are I love the fact that YouTube has made it. It's a blessing and a curse because I feel like artists are they see the numbers now. I don't think back in the day when they were on MTV, they saw the amount of plays that their videos were getting, their music videos. So you had some good music videos here and there, but for the most part, they were trash, especially after it got into the 2000s and they just realized we can put CGI in our music videos. Let's go. And it was always just the worst CGI ever. But now I believe music videos are going through this kind of golden era of them creating a story. And I guess it goes back to kind of the Weeknd and him wanting to create a comic book. Well, all his music videos kind of had a flow and a story to them. And you could definitely follow what was going on. And I thought that was a really neat idea. And so more artists like Fall Out Boy did the same thing. I think it's pretty cool that artists nowadays have a little bit more creative control and they can see whoa, Gangnam Style got the first billion views on YouTube. Are you kidding me? We can make something better. And, therefore somebody made something better. And I think Taylor Swift is a good example of making just high quality music videos that you probably wouldn't see on TRL. TRL, oh my God. And the live performances, I reacted to a couple of performances that were on TRL that I caught this past week. And Lil Yachty, he has a song called Forever Young, which I think is a great song and I think a little bit underrated on his latest album. And he got to perform it. He got to perform it, and I was like, yeah, this is good. It sounded good, but oh my gosh, the production quality was just... They thought it was a good idea to put this kind of vintage scratching of the camera effect on And it was like on a loop. You could tell it was on a loop. And the crowd, I don't know, just the whole setup just seems real cheap to me. And nothing from like the performance that you used to see back in the day. So I think that's the only reason TRL has a little bit of a higher leg to stand on, because one, they're owned by MTV and they got the connects, and you can see rare live performances that maybe you won't be able to see anywhere else. But I mean, these artists are going to be more than likely performing these songs live on talk shows and stuff like that. So TRL is just another glorified talk show, which is kind of what it was, but it had a little bit more of like, all right, this is exclusive. I don't feel like it has that much exclusivity anymore. So I don't know. Maybe you guys found something that you like to cling on to that TRL had, that you're like, man, this is my quick fix and I needed it from TRL. I don't know. But speaking of talk shows, okay, some talk shows can have great live performances. Most of the time they don't sound that good, but they have the heart. I think the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon have great live performances. It always sounds great live. You can probably thank the Roots for a lot of that, overseeing what sounds good and bad, because I mean, they're professionals. They're all super talented, and most of the time it's them doing the instrumental. Jimmy Kimmel, though, I feel like he has a great stage for these live performances, but they never sound that good. They shouldn't even let cell phones into this stage area, because my goodness, I just watched a live performance of a song called Lit, which is actually really good. It's a good song. It's good to just turn up to and just rock out to. And it's by Steve Aoki and Yellow Claw, featuring Gucci Mane and T-Pain. And, you know, when I first heard the song, I was like, yeah, this is great. I was like, where is Steve Aoki, obviously, because that's what everybody says nowadays. Steve Aoki just uses his name power, just like Steven Spielberg. Oh, yeah, put me on as producer. I'll go into one day in the writing room and just check out some dailies. And that's it. Just put my name on producer, and it's a selling point for the movie. It's like James Cameron and Terminator Genesis. It made no sense. Why, James? Why? Why'd you put your name on that, James? You knew it was going to be shit. So, Yellow Claw actually has some, musicality skill. Aren't even named in the beginning of the segment. It's pretty much Yellow Claw's song, and then Steve Aoki just slapped his name of approval on the song. And then Gucci Mane and T-Pain are just there to get a check. And T-Pain actually looked like he was having fun. He looked like he was getting lit. But Gucci Mane was like, yeah, I'm here, getting that dollar. And he's talking about getting money in the song. It's so ironic. It's like, yep, putting on this lazy-ass performance, but I'm getting paid and I'm bragging about it. It's like, all right, Gucci Mane, whatever. But he is having a good resurgence into his career right now. So I can't really complain. He's getting that guap. Yeah, it just was, I don't like to say the word cringy, but it was just embarrassingly, when the song has a great drop, but just seeing the crowd, with their phones, and it's like a mixed bag of people. Like, you got people from probably in their 50s all the way down to their 20s. It's just funny trying to see the dynamic of older people rocking out to, the new generation's music. It was bad. You guys have to see it, though. All right. On to the next segment. Hopefully this is going okay, guys. This is my first time officially doing this. Hopefully we get into, a good comfortable pocket. Just nuzzle ourselves in, warm up, hot pocket style, and it'll be better. I'll promise. I'll get better at it. I'll practice, because it's like the 15th time, I think, and that's no exaggeration. I was gonna exaggerate. You could probably hear the pause in my voice where I was gonna try and think of a really high number, and I was like, wait, hold on, let me be humble, sit down. And yeah, I said 15 because I literally took 15 tries to get to this point. I can't restart now. Okay, so redonk segment of the Music Makes Me podcast. Just read up on this. Women Only Festival reaches its Kickstarter goal. Yep, that's right. They actually raised 500,000 kronas, which is about $61,000. It's a Swedish Kickstarter set up by, I believe, a comedian. I forget her name, but she really wanted to set this up because a few festivals were canceled, and one of the biggest ones in Sweden was canceled because of multiple sexual assaults, and they're calling it Statement Festival. They're calling this Kickstarter festival Statement Festival. All right, this is why it's a little bit redonk to me. Is for one, that women feel like they need to create their own festival, and second, that they have to create this festival because of sexual assault. I thought Sweden was chill. You know, they let hackers and shit do their own thing that were from America. And that guy that like hacked into the PlayStation Network. You know, they just let him chill, or let his servers chill. Anywho, I just couldn't believe reading this, that like, and you know what's kind of sad, and why it also makes it more redonkulous, is that upon reading this, comments and, you know, people just following up on their opinions, it was all kind of like negative, and there's more guys. Let's be real, guys. You gotta chill out. The women can have their own thing, you know. It would have been fine if they just wanted a festival all on their own, but why call it Statement Festival? I get it. You're making a statement already. You might as well call it Won't Get Sexual Assaulted Festival. But what if somebody gets sexually assaulted? Who's going to be the security guards? Is it going to be women? What if some crazy lesbian on bath salts come in and sexually assaults another woman? What's going to happen there? Is that going to be on the news? Probably not. I just think this is ridiculous. For one thing, more so that it even has to be created, because it's sad. You know, sexually assaulted dudes, can you stop doing that shit? God, can a guy just not go online, masturbate all that stress and frustration away, so you don't have to sexually assault a woman? Like, you have to be built up. I'm sorry, but like, come on, guys. I mean, power to the women that they were able to achieve this. And I hope it goes smooth and great. I hope they have good music there. Who are they going to have? Alanis Morissette? Who are they going to have at this Indigo Girls? I mean, more power to the women. It's just a shame that this is even a thing. It is redonkulous. But hopefully it goes good. You know, hopefully nothing bad happens and it's peaceful. Last but not least, one of my favorite segments of all time. Start off with a segment called Underrated and Overrated. And I'm going to break it down a little bit more into overplayed and underplayed for this little part, which is just two songs. One that I think is heavily overplayed and one that I think needs a little bit more attention. It's my fight to support a smaller artist and to go against the mainstream and trying to convince them to put something that's a little bit different on the radio broadcast. Okay. So, overplayed. Oh, yeah. I bet you guys can even think of it right now. I bet you're thinking of it right now.
I don't dance now, I make money move. Say I don't gotta dance, I make money move.
Bodak Yellow by Cardi B. Arguably the song of the summer. I wonder, maybe Cardi B is going to be at this Statement Festival. I'll tell you, I DJ, so I have some credibility in the music field. Not really, but yeah. I DJ'd a bunch of school dances, Sweet 16s, all that jazz, and that was one of the most recommended songs ever. It's a great turn-up song, don't get me wrong. I just think it's overplayed to the max. And it doesn't help that Cardi B is... I would say she's stealing flow from Kodak Black. That's why the song is called what it is, because it's kind of a play on his name. And you know, it's hilarious is Kodak Black just totally cashed in and came out with a remix, and it's official, like it's an official remix. So I'm sure they're gonna milk Bodak Yellow even more, but now with Kodak Black's verse. And I think it's actually better. Just because Cardi B does have a budget Nicki Minaj kind of sounding voice and flow and swagger to her, which is not wrong, because that all kind of stems from Lil Kim and Remy Ma. And so, I don't know. I just think the song's way overplayed. Hopefully Cardi B's song, What a Girl Like, gets a little bit more hits on the mainstream top 40. That would be cool. But What a Girl Like is also another, I think, empowering turn-up song for women. So I want to flip the script a little bit and go with Underplayed, a song that I've personally just been playing every single day for the past week. It's called Falling Down, and it's by an artist / producer named T-Mass. And I think he's more known for his remixes that he's done. Like his Closer remix is amazing, and most of his remixes are amazing, but this is his just OG original mix track, and I think it just has a great vibe to it. It's kind of like in the uplifting future bass category. I would say check it out. I'll play a little bit of it for you guys here.
Desire, taking us higher, until we're all just falling down.
Yeah, go check it out. Most of his songs that he gives out on SoundCloud are free download. You just have to like hook up your Spotify or something like that. It's not a big deal for a song that's, lovely produced, and you get it for free. There's no complaining here. Also, let's go back into overrated, underrated. I was mentioning that I was DJing a tailgate at Giants Stadium, the official tailgate for the Giants. This guy comes up to me, wants me to play a song. I can usually hook up anything to my mixer. He comes up, shows me the song. I'm like, yeah, it's like this song instrumental of Black and Yellow, but they made it so it's related to the Giants. So it's like blue and white, blue and white, blue and white. And it wasn't bad. I was like, oh, that's nice. That'd be cool to play for the people at this tailgate. He goes to hand me his phone, and I go to look to see, because I want to listen to it to make sure it's not, there's no swearing. I don't want to play with little kid walks by. It's like, yeah, drop my ball sack on the ground. Check this shit out. I don't want a little kid to be scarred for life hearing that. So I wanted to review the song and make sure that it was edited. I got to plug in my headphones. Overrated the iPhone 8. This guy's brand new iPhone, probably waited in line for it. No, just not going to go in because the iPhone doesn't have an iPhone jack. Doesn't have a good old 3.5 millimeter jack. It disgusts me that that's a thing. I mean, and what do you expect this guy to carry the adapter in his back pocket with his wallet? No. So overrated. I'm still mad. This was on one of my other podcasts, mini casts, where I complained, and I'm still complaining. Underrated. I gotta go with RIP the old iPhones. I have an iPhone SE. It's not even like a numbered iPhone. It's the in between of 5 and 6 or something, but it has an iPhone jack, and I love it. Oh, it's so sweet being able to plug it into my car, being able to plug it into my headphones, being able to go running with it. How are you supposed to run with an iPhone 8? Is that supposed to fit in the armband with the adapter? No, that's not happening. And you're going to tell me that you're going to use the wireless earbuds? Oh, please. Technology is there, but it's not there for the iPhone. Apple's not going to put in their best technology. They're going to milk it. They're going to milk it just like you have to get the you had to get the adapter first off, and now they package the adapter. Makes me angry. It disgusts me, actually. I don't even know. I don't want to get an iPhone. A new one, for that matter. I don't need a new one, because what am I going to do? Am I really going to need to do a 360 degrees of a nude for Snapchat? No. I don't need that. I just need to make calls and needs to be able to send a text. And yes, I would love to check out an email at one point. you know. All right, that about wraps up the underrated, overrated segment. And that is the end of the podcast. I know, it came quick. It came quicker than you thought it would. And you're like, what am I going to do with my life now? You're going to have to check out some of those songs that are in the descriptions. Make sure to go to YouTube, leave a like, drop a comment, say, hey, do this better, or you suck, or, you know, oh, that's a nice song, or, you know, talk about this, talk about that. Go to SoundCloud, drop a nice little heart, maybe leave a comment there. I will definitely be excited to see the comments. I want to see what you guys have to say, and I appreciate you guys coming out. This is something I've always wanted to do. I always wanted to have this little side of me. You know, I just had this side of me that I needed to let out, and this is the only way. This is my outlet, you guys. All right, so thanks for plugging me in. Hopefully with not an iPhone 8, because in that case, you're going to have to Bluetooth that shit. Thanks for coming through, guys. I love y'all. Peace out. Jam on.